Need to hem your jeans? It's easy. I'll show you. Coming up. Hey, Chanel here, bringing you weekly videos to help you get better and better with your fashion sewing and be more creative too. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. So you need to hem your jeans. I never have this problem. I always have to search and search for jeans long enough, and I'm only 5'7". I don't know. I have a 31-inch inseam. I guess it's a little long. But I hate it when jeans shrink, and then you gotta have look, just too short. So I always actually lengthen them, and I have a little video out on that, on lengthening your jeans. So take a look at that if you have to do that, or if your jeans shrink and then you find you have to do that. So first thing, if you're hemming your jeans, wash them first, because they always do seem to shrink. Cottons a lot of times will shrink 1 inch, and 1 inch is just enough to be perfect for you or annoying for me. So, but jeans are pretty simple. They're just a roll up. You just kind of roll them up, but there is a way to do it. You actually don't just roll them like that. There's actually pressing involved in the middle. There's also getting the right needle. You want to get a size 16. This is like an old box here, but it's size 16. There's just a little bit heavier needle go through the lumps and stuff. There's also what's it called, a lump humper or something like that. Some kind of weird hump thing, something in it. It's a little plastic thing that helps you go over the inseams part right here. This little, there's like a knotted part right here that is hard to get over. What I do is I walk the machine over it. I do have those things somewhere around here, but I don't know where it is actually. But this needle actually says jeans and denim. It's basically a 16, and I put it in my machine. I'm going to try it. I just found this in my needle stash. But also, this is, if you see the thick thread on the end of jeans, like right here, what it is a top stitching thread that you can buy at the fabric store, and you can get it in this gold color. I know a lot of people just want the gold color. This one is like probably like a butter color, and you can also get that look by stretch stitch, because it goes front, the machine goes front back, and there's 3 stitches on top of each other, which actually would take forever on here, and with a size 16 needle going back and forth is kind of a pain. You could also sew over it a couple times. That would be a thing too. Or there's also ways of shortening these if you really want to keep the edge of the hem, is you actually fold it up here like that, and you stitch close to the edge, and then you end up having that. That's actually a way too. So and you can always kind of see that stitch right there. Actually, I'll do 1 hem each on there. These are my old jeans. I'm going to give them to Goodwill after this, because I never do. Actually, I probably won't do that. I had them because I like this pocket, and I thought if I upcycle anything, I might cut them apart. So I'm going to cut these apart. I don't feel so bad showing you ruining a pair of my jeans, but it's okay. All for the video. So I'm going to show you how to hem these. Well, first we have to determine how much we need to shorten. I usually take it from the back, and I'll pin it up to, like, usually right where my foot hits the sole of the shoe, and that's usually a good spot. Depends on how you like it. So you got to get it pinned first, and you can actually just kind of estimate it, pin it, put them back on. You can, a lot of times I'll sit, and you can actually just hem your pants by just sitting down and pinning it up, and then standing up, that kind of thing. So this, I'm just going to go like 2 inches right here. So this ruler is 2 inches, and just go around. Pretty simple. Go front all the way around. Also, a lot of people are crooked, so their hip not that they're crooked, but their hips are one's shorter than the other. They're kind of off sometimes. So you'll find, I used to hem pants for people a lot, and you would find that one leg would be like 1 inch shorter or something like that. What you do is you take it from, you measure from the center crotch all the way down to here. Let's say it measured 31. Then you would take the other leg here, measure it from 31, and you might find that it's not at the 2 inch mark. It might be at the 1.5 inch mark. That means that this leg's a little longer, and you might want to adjust it. So that's how they do them in the tailor shops, and it's kind of the correct way to do it, is to really check. But that's if you're pinning just one leg. Some people actually, after I've seen this happen so many times, I end up pinning both legs on people and just really having them stand straight and not looking down, and just, you know, let me do the pinning. Also, just trying to look here. Seam rippers, they dull out pretty fast, so you want a good sharp one. A lot of times I'll buy several of them, and I'll put tape around the brand new ones so I know the sharp ones. If this right here is actually right in the perfect cutting spot, so I don't even have to take this out, but if so, then you just have to get in there and take this out. Now if you need a little bit extra, and these are in there tight. Sometimes, see, if this was a brand new seam ripper, it'd probably go pretty fast. You also don't want to cut the existing one. So let's look at how much they folded up on this jean right here. So they got, I'm going to measure this right here from fold to raw edge. They are at 1 1/4. So that was their 1 1/4. I would actually, this is where they cut it right here, which is right on the edge. I would actually like to have a little bit more, so I would cut right off of that mark, which will give me a little extra, and also make it a little harder to cut. Oh boy. So what I might do, and if you have some big shears too, it really helps. But I'm going to try and get in here, and I want to save as much fabric as I can here and cut it right without having to cut through all the layers. Cut right at the end here, and then I have just a little extra. It's about 1 1/2 maybe. I'll just cut that off. But you should always mark it first, and then just cut off the old hem like that. Old hem is off. Ta-da! And now what I want to do is we're going to press this. Okay, now we press. So I'm just going to fold this down like that. Get this raw edge here, that raw edge right there, there. And if that doesn't, that's not easy to do, you can put it around the sleeve board and press it. Just get it, your marks. Let it cool for a minute, because denim will form a nice strong crease. And then right here we can open this up this way now, and then get that mark right there. Get a nice strong crease like that. Then I might want to turn it inside out here. And then we're going to roll this under here and put pins in the direction you're going to pull, which would actually be this way, so I'm going to be pulling them out that way so they don't stab you. And then we take it to the sewing machine, but problem is my top stitch, actually I have the thread, so if you're actually just doing a regular stitch, your bobbin, when you hem it this way, this is what I call my 50-50. I actually tuck this at the crease and roll it up that way. And then, so this actually is a little bit deeper than the original cuff right here. But if I stitch it right about there, it'll be a little bit easier to sew right there. And I have to go over those bumps. But sometimes also the nice little extra 1/4 inch in there makes it a deeper hem, and it makes it heavier, holds it down better. It won't curl up like a lot of jeans do. So now, if I were just doing a regular thread, this is perfect. And the bobbin thread is the one that's going to show, so that's the one you want the contrast on. But this, I'm putting the top stitch thread there too. I could put the top stitch thread on the bobbin, but I have it on this one. So I'm going to turn it this way out, and then I'm going to reset my pins, and then take this over to the sewing machine and sew on the top part. All right, I'm going to start with taking the tray off. I always like to start at the inseam too. I have these pinned in the direction I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to start right at the end of that lump right there. I'm also going to use a seam guide to keep myself going straight. And I'm going to put it on kind of the longer stitch, not the longest. And I'm going to tighten the tension dial on my machine. You kind of have to play around with it, your machine, because you get a lot of, I mean, the heavy thread and then the lighter thread don't mix very well. So I'm going to just get started here. Oops, I already have a clog up problem. See how it's looking underneath. Good so far. And right here I'm coming up to this big lump. So I'm going to help it move. A lot of times I can just walk it. Just little tension on there. Walk it a little bit. If you try to push it through, you'll break the needle, and then all kinds of disaster will happen. Oop, yeah, so that gets caught right there. So weird how that does that. Probably might want to go back over it, because I think it probably skipped a stitch. I'll just go this way. These machines don't really like top stitching thread. To this other lump. I'll walk that one. I have my foot on the gas just a little bit, and I just help it out. Oop, I picked up that thread. Knot it right there. Oop. This is why I don't like to hem jeans. Just cut that off. There we go. That's a nice lump there. Looks pretty good underneath. This is where that skip happened right there. It's a little bit of a skip, so I could go back over it maybe with just a plain gold thread, because it actually, you can see it skipped right here. I think it'd get clogged up if I took that thread again, but a gold thread right on top of that, it'll hold anyway. And there we go. All right, now to do that other hem, if you want to keep this original, let's say I want to hem this up 1.5 inches. I'd actually take, this is 1/2 inch, so I'd take the whole ruler at 2 inches right here, and I make a mark, chalk 2 inches, all the way around. There. And then I just simply fold this up here and say I'm going to stitch it right close to that fold, right there. I'm going to get my seams matched up exactly. Make sure, I can't find I have my chalk mark on that one spot where I started. Okay, right there. I'm going to fold it right there. Get it started. Yep, it's right there. And this one, right there. Don't even have to cut anything. This is actually easy hem. this right on the line, right there. And you can kind of gauge it that this will be the same distance there. Could go press this at this point too. It would really help it sew together. Make sure it's right there. There you go. So now all I have to do is stitch close to the edge right here. And then it'll look like that. Won't even know it. All right, take this to the sewing machine. All right, now I've threaded it with just regular all-purpose thread. I have black, and then I kept the bobbin in there. I'm just gonna, also when the seam is floating or going the other way, you wanna make sure that the seams all go the same way so that it's smoother in there. So we're gonna start at the inseam again. And I'm going to use the edge of this hem as my guide. I'm just going to sew a regular stitch. The needle is right on the edge of the old hem. Oop, I'm going to hit the old one. Coming up to a lump. Take it easy, walk it through. It's not as thick as the other time, but you hear a thud, that means you hit the other one. Come to the end, reverse stitch it, take it out. And there we have our jean hem right there. And I would just press this up, and I'd probably take this and stitch it right up here to keep that up there, and that's it. Can't even tell. Kept the existing thread in there. That is actually by far the easiest way to hem a jean. Voila! Jean hems. This pant now has 2 jean hems on it, 2 different ones. I should give them to Goodwill like this. People will be like, something's wrong here. Anyway, but I vote for this hem right here. Keep the existing hem, roll it up. It's only if you need like an inch or a couple inches, not too much, because then you'd have too much fabric. You could actually cut it off, overlock it, kind of thing too. All that's doable. So I vote for this one. It's much easier. This one, it's there, but I don't like the way this actually did pretty good underneath here. Sometimes it's lumpier, but hope you got something valuable out of this video, and if so, give me a thumbs up. And if you need to lengthen them, check out my other video on how to lengthen jeans. I got a couple little hack that I do there, and it works great. I do it on all my jeans. So I'll see you in the next video.